Welcome back to The Boys in the Iceberg, the podcast, where we watch The Legend of Korra. As always, I'm Caleb Bader.
And I'm Harley Davis.
And into Season 1.
Yeah, that's
that Legend of Korra.
That's a wrap.
We already finished the end of Season 1 of Avatar.
That's true, we did. Did you say we talk about Korra or Avatar? I wasn't listening to you at all.
I don't even know. I think I said Korra.
Well, let's go
Let us know in the comments. Hey, you can't move your mic around.
I just did.
Yeah, don't. You can hear it.
That's fine.
Now I can't hear you. You have to sit.
What?
Harley, just get into your mic. Come on.
I want to sit like this.
Come on. No, you're just making all. Okay, read your overview of the skeletons in the closet.
Oh, I'm on Endgame. Dude, give me a second.
You had the seconds leading up to when we started recording.
Well, the only episode that I remember us watching was Endgame because we watched this week's episode last week.
That's not true.
It threw me off.
I know you remember watching
the
first episode.
Just a hair.
Skeletons in the closet. 3, 2, 1, go.
General Iroh, grandson of the now retired Fire Lord Zuko, joins in the war against the Equalists. Meanwhile, Team Avatar is lying low in an alley where lying low in an alley where benders and non-benders seem to coexist harmoniously.
As hobos.
And Mako and Korra go undercover as the war intensifies.
Is that it?
Also, Asami serves no purpose. It says that in the wiki.
It doesn't. It doesn't say that.
It says, and I quote, Asami is the worst character.
Is that it for the overview?
It is it, yes.
Okay, yeah. Skeletons in the closet. First episode this week. It's basically one long flashback, really.
Is it really?
I mean, mostly. The brunt of the episode is a flashback from Tarlok.
Oh, no, yeah, okay. This is the episode where they talk about Amon's beginnings and Tarlok's beginnings.
Yeah.
Which so happen to be the same.
Nice.
What?
But it does start out in a sewer of sorts where people are Korra, Mako, Bolin, Asami, Pabu, Naga.
And the homeless guy from the very first episode.
Yeah, they've been living. Is Iroh there at this point? Yeah, he is.
Because he gets shot down.
So this episode doesn't start on the sewers. It starts out with the airships fighting. And General Iroh, which is terrible on multiple fronts.
General Iroh with the voice of Zuko.
It's literally Dante Bosco.
Take that, guys.
Or Basco. It's Bosco, right? Like the bear.
Dante. I always said Basco.
I don't know. Dante Bosco? I think it's Bosco.
I think it's Basco.
I don't know. No, it's Bosco.
I'm not a linguist. I don't know.
I mean, you don't have to be a linguist
to know things.
Yeah, so Dante Bosco is General Iroh, who is a general, and he's like 5 years old.
He is not 5 years old.
I mean, relatively.
Relatively not 5 years old.
I mean, yeah. He's like the general. Let's say he's like 17 or 18.
No, I'm going to say he's a little bit older than. I think he's older than Korra. I would say early 20s.
I don't.
Still too young to be a general.
Yeah. Wait. Why you can't be a general? You don't get to be a general, even though your dad's.
It's his grandfather.
I still hate that.
And
no, I don't
father.
think that's not how Zuko operates. Zuko wouldn't be like, "Hey, here, be a general."
He's very pro-nepotist. He's just like, yeah, you're my son. I'm going to put you at the highest.
I don't believe that.
Possible.
That's how. Okay, so besides that, General Iroh is leading the airships into battle, and I guess it's like it's not like a Fire Nation thing either. It's like a Republic City thing or like a worldwide police thing. I don't know, because I know it's not Fire Nation.
It's not?
No.
They were all firebenders, though. Well, no, there was a couple earthbenders.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I think it's like...
Well, if they're Republic City, then what took them so long to get there?
I don't know if it's Republic City. I think it's like a world police thing where they're like a standing army for the world, which doesn't make that much sense.
You think they think they'd be bigger then?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, maybe not.
We did, because there were some people other places.
Because why would you need an army if everyone lives in harmony?
Well, not everyone does.
Who is not living in harmony?
Republic City's not in harmony.
Yeah, but they didn't just find out Republic City wasn't living in harmony, and then they just decided to start training an army. That army's been around for a while. Or military.
Yeah. Well, there's probably like Yukon. Stuff
so
like
you think
that.
ever since Yukon started, they're like, we should probably have a standing army.
I don't think it's because of Yukon. I'm just saying there's been threats like that have popped up.
I'm just trying to figure out where this military originated from.
It's probably just you need a standing military to ensure peace.
That's fair.
Yeah, so I think it's just like we need one of these. But anyway, Iroh's ship gets shot down, and like his entire fleet gets taken out by airplanes that the Equalists have
Thanks to
invented.
Sato.
Yeah. Sato airplane.
Did we establish last week that Sato was a bad guy?
What? Yeah, we knew it.
Because
it's like a couple episodes ago.
It has been a couple episodes since that cool fight. We talked about that.
Yeah, so everyone knew that Sato was a bad guy, but now he's bankrolling the Equalists and
publicly. He's just
he can be open about it now.
Yeah. He's like, Amon's the dude I'm backing.
So they've got their entire force out, in full force out, showing up with their force out
fully.
So they basically just lay waste to these slow airships with their biplanes.
Yeah, so they use new gen airships, which are the planes,
which are faster and sleeker.
Yeah, against these big bulking.
The weird thing is, and I know it makes sense from a story perspective, is they don't have guns. Because if they had guns, then like some of the bending would just be obsolete because you could just get shot, and it doesn't really matter how good a bender you are if someone has a gun. But they have bombs. And they have these like airplanes and stuff, but no guns. Which is I just thought that was weird.
Because you're used to like watching like the old King Kong movie.
No,
the biplanes.
That's absolutely not why it's weird.
The beauty that killed the beast.
It's because how would they invent airplanes but not have guns?
Because those are two completely separate things.
It doesn't matter. Guns were around long before airplanes.
Yeah, they were.
Like a long time before airplanes.
Absolutely, they were.
Because it's so much more simple.
Yes.
And you don't think that they would have maybe thought, hey, we can use this.
Maybe they weren't thinking about killing each other when they created the
planes.
What
are you talking about?
Maybe in his mind he's like, that's a great idea for a plane. He's making up a plane, and then Amon walks into his building. He's like, listen, I want you on my team. And he's like, he's like, okay. And he's like, Amon sees the planes, and he's like, that's a good idea. Make those for me. He's like, okay, they weren't meant to kill people. Now they are, I guess.
That's not true. That's not how it happened at all.
Maybe throughout the entire course of history, they weren't focused on killing each other with guns because they didn't think guns were a thing.
I think that they would have figured out
just
guns.
that course of history just hadn't happened yet in this universe.
But no, because they had catapults, and a gun would be
These
so
catapults
useful.
really what led to guns, Caleb.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, there's like a
I do look
like
at
a path.
Catapults still existed when guns happened.
Yeah, because they didn't make them obsolete. And they had like cannons and stuff.
Yeah, like cannons. So
it's just a way to throw a projectile.
Yeah, I think catapults led to trebuchets, led to cannons, but I don't think
to guns.
Guns were still there when cannons happened.
Yeah, but I don't understand what we're arguing right here. So you're saying that yes, they had that technology, but they didn't want to go to guns.
Like they didn't like individualize them. Like they didn't make them smaller and compact.
But I'm just saying I think that's dumb because a gun is so efficient and basically really simple.
Now, here's a question. Is gunpowder a thing in this universe? Have we seen gunpowder?
Yeah, absolutely. Because
I'm picturing the
because
Mechanist
Sokka uses
right
it. Sokka uses it to use the stupid bomb things to open the temple.
Maybe guns have been outlawed. Maybe there's a section in this history where guns happened and they were outlawed.
Okay, so you think that got rid of all the guns?
Yes.
Or are you a liberal?
No!
Getting rid of all the guns is
That's
going to
not what I was...
Like, saying that guns aren't... You can't have guns, so it's going to get rid of all the guns. That's ridiculous.
Making me the bad guy here.
I mean...
This is a completely fictitious world.
I'm just saying.
And it was a what-if question.
You have to...
You the king of what-ifs, are vilifying me.
Are villain... Nothing. Never mind. Okay, so... Yeah, Iroh's... I almost said Zuko. Iroh's ship gets shot down, so now he's with Korra and Mako and Bolin and them, and they're on the run. They're on the lam, really. Hidden. In the, like, shadows. They're creeping around in the shadows, and they're like, they're on the run from the law. They're outlaws, if you will.
I think you've seen too much Rick and Morty.
What are you talking about? That's not even...
That was very Rick-esque.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
That's fine.
Oh, geez, Rick.
Did you like that show?
Yeah, it was a good show.
All right.
We don't need to talk anymore about it. But,
moving on.
Yeah, so they're hiding out with these hobos because apparently the hobos like benders and non-benders.
I think they're prioritizing. I think that they're like, listen, none of us actually have homes, so we don't care who's who.
Yeah, because it doesn't make a difference. To that
It doesn't. They're just like they just coexist, man.
Yeah,
with that weird symbol with the what is that? Have you seen those weird symbols? Those
no,
yeah, you see
the coexist
those bumper
stuff?
stickers. Yeah,
I
you've
hate
seen
those. Those are so stupid.
They're weird.
Yeah, they're just multiculturalism, but that's not what this show is about.
Let's make it about that. Educate us on multiculturalism.
No, so they're
shut this.
the hobos are like, you're gonna make noise. You don't need to do that, Harley.
Sorry, guys.
Said you didn't need to do that.
You got to learn your Blu-ray player etiquette.
So yeah, they're down in the sewers. Not even in the sewers. They're in like tunnels underneath the city.
They're below the sewer. They're less than the sewers.
But what are these tunnels that the hobos are?
I don't know.
In?
Like, have you seen it? Those tunnels were huge. I don't.
But those are the sewers. Those are like storm sewers.
Yeah. So maybe that's what these are. Well, that was pretty big. You're right. Have you seen?
These are like giant. Like rooms underneath the city,
like catacombs.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen? You've seen Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Yes.
Like the gypsies' sacred place. That's what this reminds me of.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing there, but the hobos have.
They're harboring gypsies, obviously.
They're not harboring. There's no gypsies in 1920s New York.
Frollo just walks in. Listen, guys, y'all gotta go.
So yeah, if I could finish my point, these hobos are underground, and they've taken in people from all walks of life. Benders, non-benders alike, and all the kind like that. And I just had a problem because they bring it up one point that they're eating stuff out of the garbage, right?
Mm-hmm.
These
what
do they even call it?
Before the I can't remember something slop, but before that they had established that they're all benders of all walks. You had just said so: earthbenders, airbenders, firebenders.
Well, probably not airbenders,
firebenders, waterbenders. All those people exist in this. So
So what I was thinking is, why can't they just like grow crops? I guess they need sunlight, but I mean, you can grow some stuff without sun.
Have like an underground, like an old Gotham, like from the Arkham series.
Yeah,
underground city.
And you could use fire to say. Can you do that? Can you simulate?
I don't think fire's the same.
Can you
sunlight.
simulate sun with fire?
I don't know. I did see a cool thing the other day where somebody took a glass pane window and simulated their own solar panel through pop cans.
Oh,
so through ingenuity, you can and imagination, you can do anything.
Have solar power back.
You
then,
can do anything.
No, but yeah, I feel like they could just grow crops anywhere. Like, I don't think it would be that hard.
So, like, here's a question. This is going to be stupid. But for, like, swamp bending, how they maneuver the plants and whatnot, could you possibly make the plants grow faster through that?
Probably not.
You don't think you can speed up the growing process?
I don't think so. Because I don't think that's how that works.
I don't know, man.
I mean, maybe if you could bend the individual cells and stuff, but I don't think anybody's that good at it.
Scientific bending.
Yeah, these scientist benders just
that'd be so cool.
Growing plants and stuff.
Like one season is like one day. They just have an overload of food.
Yeah, there's too much food. They can't give it away.
There's no such thing as too much food.
That's not true.
Yeah, you're right. Have you seen Wall-E? Yeah.
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen Wall-E?
No.
Where they're all just fat and just
I don't
worthless?
care about Wall-E.
All right. Neither did somebody else.
Huh? Hey, that's great podcast material, Harley. I knew this one guy.
I had the name in my head, and then I forgot the name.
I knew this one guy that one time who didn't care about Wall-E.
That's fine. That's a good story right there.
So, is this the point where Korra has the dumbest idea in the history of all the strategic?
Oh yeah, she's like, I think I'm gonna go against Amon by myself.
Yeah, and how did that work out for her?
Like, she has a huge group of people with her. Like, she has General Iroh, let's say a general of a Fire Nation, whose father is Zuko.
20.
His father's not 20.
No, Iroh's 20 years old.
Okay, his father is the Fire Nation Lord person thing.
Fire Lord?
Fire Lord, yep.
There you go.
And so obviously he's had good training, the best firebending training you can have. Mako, who can lightning bend. You're going to tell me Iroh hasn't had good training?
I don't know. Do you think Korra's training, firebending training, was better than...
Probably. She's the Avatar.
Okay, so you just said... So it is better.
This is what I'm getting at. She has... But they also focus on 3 different bending skills. Him was only focused on one, so probably his firebending is probably better than her firebending.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so that's what I'm getting at. You have him, a firebending master, Mako, who can lightning bend, Bolin, who's a basic earthbender.
They can all lightning bend.
Asami, who's worthless. So I'm taking that name back out. Okay, not Asami. No Asami.
Asami's got a
no Asami. No Asami.
She's got a forklift.
None. Fine. For Asami's place, we're gonna put in the hobo. We have the hobo.
I'm gonna change my last name to Sami when I get older and name my kid Noah. Because it's like Noah, so you get it. Because Noah Sami.
Okay. So you have at least 5 people, and then you have. I'm going to say Naga too. Okay, so and Naga, you have a group. You have a group of people.
What about Pabu?
Smack the crap out of Hydra Bob.
What about Pabu?
Yeah, and Pabu. All right.
Yeah, but that didn't even do any damage to Hydra Bob.
No, my theory is that Hydra Bob is a clone.
No,
You
see,
see,
that's
there's
a dumb
there's a
theory.
cloning facility
They
of
definitely
Hydra
don't
Bobs.
have clones.
There's a cloning facility of Hydra Bobs.
They don't
Anyways.
even have guns. They don't have clones, Harley.
Well, that's fair. Okay, I was gonna make a Fallout reference, but I mean, where they just
What would that have been?
they excelled in one area of technology as opposed to another area of technology.
Oh, I guess.
Like they didn't focus on their cars or looks or anything like that. They didn't excel on all that, but they excelled.
Their
in
cars are
scientific-
nuclear powered.
Yeah, because they excelled in that kind of technology.
You said they didn't. Okay. Anyway,
Visual, like aesthetic
yeah.
stuff like that.
Hey, let's move on.
Anyways, so what was I saying? Okay, yeah. So she had a group, a small army, if you will, of people, and she's like, "I think I'm gonna fight Amon alone. That sounds like a good idea."
But I will take Mako with me.
yeah,
And only him.
Asami, take that.
I don't know why they all just didn't go. It would have been simple, right?
But now you're asking yourself, you've listed all these main protagonists, but you never mentioned Tenzin or Milo or Iki or Janor.
It's because they're dead.
That's because they're dead.
They died. They straight up died.
They killed all the airbenders, man. Which makes the ending of the next episode all the better, really.
So this one is Korra, no airbender. It's trying to be like the last airbender, but there's not a good equivalent.
Korra,
to just say none
except
airbenders.
without airbenders.
It's Korra the none airbenders. And they're all dead.
Because they're all...
Well, we don't know at this point.
Because they're all dead.
At this point, we don't know that they're dead because Korra and Mako sneak off to Air Temple Island because that's where Amon's like set up shop for some reason. I don't know. Is that strategically the best place?
Well, I mean, it's in the bay. I mean, nobody's gonna get to you.
I guess it's like you
got to take a boat to get there.
There's like a high building, so you can see anyone coming from any direction.
Yeah, and plus they have a blimp, so I mean, if they can get to anyone.
Unless they have like a waterbender that can go under the water. Right?
Weird. If they had a waterbender,
they've got an avatar, which is a.
Oh, you're talking about the
bender.
good guys, not the bad guys.
Yeah, I'm talking about if someone wanted to like tunnel through the water.
Which is a great segue into the backstory part of this whole episode.
Yeah, so Korra and Mako go to Air Temple Island, and they sneak into like this prison.
After they meet up with Hydra Bob. Hydra Bob's getting a lot of screen time these last few episodes.
I wonder if the prison is like a cage for an animal.
What could be, right? Do they have on?
Like the baby sky bisons.
Why would you cage up your sky bisons?
I don't know. Maybe they need a...
That's so cruel.
I'm just trying to... Because there's a prison. There's a prison on Air Temple Island that doesn't really make that much sense.
Yeah, it's true.
And Tarlok is there. Tarlok has been...
in the prison, to be precise.
And Korra's like, why are you still alive? I thought Amon killed you.
More importantly, why is there a prison in this airbending attic?
Yeah, wait. Let's talk about this for a second.
They have a whole conversation about why there's a prison in the airbending attic.
No, but they're like, Tarlok, why are you still alive? And Tarlok's like, because Amon is my brother.
Because Amon's real name is Noah Talk.
Noah Talk.
What?
I'll change my last name to Talk and name my kid Noah. Actually, his middle name will be Talk, so it'll be
like
Noah
you just
Talk
want to
Sami,
name
or Noah Sami.
There's just two birds, one stone.
There we go. So apparently Amon's real name is Noah Talk, and he's Tarlok's brother, who are both sons of Yakone.
Yakone.
Or Yakone. However you want to say it. It doesn't even matter.
Yakone, Muskogee, Oklahoma.
So we learned that Yakone, what did he change his name to?
Shamalama Ding Dong.
I don't even know. But he got plastic surgery for some reason and then moved to the Southern Air Temple. Or not Southern Air Temple, Southern
I
Water
do
Tribe.
have beef. You said you don't like the way that he got plastic surgery and he doesn't need to have both plastic surgery and be in hiding. I have a problem with the plastic surgery.
They didn't even have pictures back then, did they?
How much? Yeah.
Are you sure?
They were taking pictures. They have a media with cameras.
But back in Yakone, because that was... Aang died when he was like...
You think before that?
Aang died when he was like 70? How old was he?
In my mind, when Republic City was created, everything else was also created. No. Automobiles and cameras.
No. I don't know. I don't know if they even had cameras, so why change your face?
I've got no clue. Okay,
and if they did had cameras, they're not taking pictures of like Yakone.
But they had sketch artists. They did have wanted posters.
But it doesn't matter.
I
mean, if you
the
move to the
point
side, shave your hair,
to make.
Shave your head, and then they don't know.
Do what all people do in like Bourne movies. Just shave your head. Duh.
No one's gonna be able to tell you from a sketch.
Okay, so this is the point I was trying to make was, how did he afford to get his face reconstructed?
He's the crime boss.
That's it. Like,
crime bosses have a lot of money
How did he
power.
How did he get away though? Like, how did he get away to have the time to get his face reconstructed and then leave to go to the?
Well, how did he get away at all?
Let's just go back to that. How did he get away? Where was he at?
He's got influence. That's the thing.
Did the Avatar just take away his bending and just leave him in the street and like, all right, you're no longer a threat to me?
He's like the crime lord. He's got people in places that they can be manipulated.
So you think there was a huge scene where he broke out? I
don't even care about that part. That's the least of our worries right now.
I want a Yakone backstory that leads to Noatok and Tarlok and their upbringing.
I hate that.
I love the idea of that. I love the idea of it.
It's a terrible idea.
Clearly, those characters are good enough to be in the shows. Maybe they're good enough to have a backstory.
They're good enough to move the plot along.
Give us a hard R anime.
We only get the information one episode before the season finale. It's not like
where Tarlok redecides to use bloodbending again. And I want him to like rip apart a child.
What?
Go hard with it.
No. Yeah, but okay. So let's get into the backstory a little bit more. Yeah, because you've said too much already. So Yakone, whatever his name now, settled down with a nice southern water tribe woman and had 2 kids.
Found him a good southern girl.
Like 3 years apart. And Noatok was the older, and
A.K.A. Amon.
Tarlok was the younger.
A.K.A. Tarlok.
And when they discovered they were benders, everything was good until they discovered they were benders, and their father went crazy. And he's taking them out in the middle of the night and like training them and telling them. He just tells them point blank, like, hey, I was the biggest crime boss in Republic City.
Would you ever tell your kids that? Like, he's just such an egomaniac that he's like, listen, I was awesome. I used to be this really cool dude.
Yeah, this giant crime boss.
I once almost murdered the Avatar.
The most notorious criminal.
And they're like, whoa, Dad, we got to tell Mom.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Like, you're telling children this. I know at one point in time, remember when Toby Keith's song, it wasn't Toby Keith, Trace Adkins' song, Honky Tonk Badonky Donk came out?
Kind of.
Okay, well, it was, there's a bunch of butt in that music video. And my father was like, that music video is really cool. It's really good. And as a child, when I watched that, I told my mom, I was like, yeah, Dad really likes that. Like, you don't know what not to tell your parents, and they're like, don't tell, your mother. So I wondered if
maybe she knew. Maybe she's really into crime bosses.
Maybe at one point in time he told her the same way he's telling his children. Maybe he just sat her down on first.
Yeah, you never know.
That's first date material. What's your favorite color? Do you like cats or dogs? Were you a crime boss? I think that's good stuff.
Yeah. So she's in on it. Definitely, we can say that with 100% certainty right now. But yeah, he's training them in the art of blood bending, and they're like being real mean to like some animals and stuff, and some wolves.
This is where
they're just straight wolves, right?
Yeah.
How?
The yaks looked almost very yacky, just not.
But they looked there was a little bit of difference. There was some other animal in there. I don't know, maybe.
But you had a problem with them being able to blood bend on not the full moon. But you also had something to counter-argue that.
But that was early on because we did see them train in the daytime. But what I was thinking about maybe is that the reason that they're so good at bending is because they only trained at night or trained a lot at night. Like most of their training was under the moon.
They drew all their power from the moon, which was set up in Avatar.
Yeah.
So maybe they are just naturally stronger. And also, Yakone does say they are the strongest strongest waterbenders in history.
I think that he says that he's the strongest bender in history or something like that also.
I know that he says that their lineage is the strongest waterbenders of history. So I don't know.
It doesn't, by all accounts, it doesn't make sense. So at one point, Tarlok's like, hey, and this is baby Tarlok, so it's not like full-grown Tarlok, if that's what you're picturing. He's like, I don't really want to do this to these poor animals. And I especially don't want to do it to my brother. Because Yakone pits them against each other and has Amon, or Noatok, blood bend to Tarlok. There's too many names.
There are. And then after that happens, he's like, I don't want to do that. I didn't like that pain. Why would I want to inflict that pain on somebody else? And then, what's his name? Yakone says, you're soft, grow up, and he smacks him in the face.
Toughen up.
And then, so Noatok defends his little brother, which was set up earlier on in the episode that he defends his little brother all the time. And so he defends his little brother and says, listen.
From his father.
You're a punk, Dad. you got your waterbending stolen from the Avatar, which is the most powerful thing. You think bloodbending's powerful? I think energy bending is powerful. I'm going to learn how to do that. Then he leaves after throwing his father across, the water. And then
he offers for Tarlok to come with him. Tarlok's like, no, I can't leave my mom.
And Noah Talk's like, you are weak. Yeah, Dad was right.
So then Noah Talk goes off into the tundra or wherever.
Yeah, he just leaves.
I don't even know how they get out there
to die by himself.
They just walk out there. I guess they can skate, maybe.
That'd be so cool.
Know.
Like do the Iceman thing and just create your own skates and just skate down.
I guess Yukon couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah,
but
okay, so then so Noah Talk leaves and Tarlok stays.
So many names.
So many names. Tarlok stays with his mom and his dad, and they live until their dad dies. And then Tarlok grows up.
And then something happens that makes Tarlok want to do exactly what his dad wanted him to do.
Wants to become a politician or public city, you mean?
Yeah, but I don't know why. He could have just stayed in the Southern Water Tribe.
Maybe as he got older, he realized that power wasn't a terrible thing, and so he wanted a good portion.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely Harley. Every time.
I didn't say anything about absolute power.
Well, he basically got absolute power.
That's true
because he just had those three yes men sitting on the panel.
Through a political stance, it's better to have political power morally than it is to be like a crime boss. Because usually you just murder people, and when I picture crime bosses,
or bloodbend them,
you do dirty things to get your way. As a politician, you still do dirty things.
That's in the name, crime.
Yeah, boss. You still might do dirty things, but you're in public light, so you kind of you're publicly a good person.
Are you though?
I don't know.
Well, publicly.
Two different sides of the same coin.
Yeah, two tails of the same head coin.
What'd you say to me?
I don't know. Is that the end of the episode? Maybe.
No. Yeah, that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, probably.
He tells them what happened. We tell them who Mon is, and then they leave.
The air temple?
Do they?
Why didn't they? Oh, yeah, because Korra was like, I'm so sorry for what happened to you.
And Tarlok says, shut up.
Kind of.
Avatar.
Hey, no, because Tarlok says it. He's like, I'm genuinely sorry for what I did to you.
Yeah, so Tarlok's regretting all of it.
Because he doesn't have his bending anymore.
He tried to be a good guy. But then
maybe bending is the source of all evil. Like Amon said. Because all the dicks that, they're really terrible people when they've been, the one bender guy from the tournament.
Yeah.
And Tarlok, after they get their bending taken away, they're kind of nice because they have to be.
Well, because they kind of lord
Maybe Amon's right is all I'm saying. Maybe bending is true evil.
I mean, where do you draw the line, though? Amon's right, Hitler's right. I mean, where do you draw the line, Caleb?
At Hitler.
At Hitler.
That's where you have to draw the line. Yeah, but so that's basically it. We find out that Amon is the brother of Tarlok and a bender nonetheless.
Yes.
That's where his bloodbending comes from.
The next episode goes deeper into that.
Yes, it does. But before we talk about that, let's read some trivia. Oh yeah, the trivia is terrible.
There's 3 bullet points,
and only one of them is good. So I'll read that one. This episode was inspired by World War I and World War II. Now let's read an ad, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, Caleb here. None of our very real sponsors have chosen to support the podcast this week. Once again, very real. We do have actual sponsors. We're not just... What do you think? We're just reading these ads for fun? Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's get back to the podcast. And we're back. We're going to talk about the series finale of... the season finale of Korra.
Endgame. That's the name. Sorry.
You got that? How's it going on that overview?
I have pulled up.
Do you? Because you never have before.
Hey, I have it pulled up this time, okay? How about that? How's that make you feel?
Why don't you read that right now?
Okay. Korra and Mako infiltrate an equalist rally. That's it. That's all it has.
It's not true.
You're right. Where they attempt to expose Amon as a bloodbender. Meanwhile, Asami Bolin and General Iroh are imprisoned by Hiroshi Sato, but are freed soon after by Naga. Dumb. Korra faces Amon, though ends up losing her bending. She and Mako escape. Wow, just kind of glosses over that, doesn't it? She and Mako escape, and along with the rest of Team Avatar, make their way to the Southern Water Tribe. Meanwhile, Amon is exposed as a bloodbender and is Tarlok's older brother. Both... Nope, I'm not going to say that. They just
You can just go ahead and we can finish the rest of the episode out.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, so this one starts off with Korra and Mako infiltrating the, a rally or whatever.
Yeah, the Equals rally, if you didn't catch that.
Oh, yeah, because what they're going to do is take away the bending of all the last airbenders.
Yeah, well, it doesn't point that out yet, because Amon is there, and they're doing some stuff.
But that's what the rally's for.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, and they made a stage where it opens up, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, you're right. And so, what's her name there? Korra and Mako are there, and they expose themselves. And they're like, listen, Amon, we're here to also expose you.
As a waterbender.
Everyone is exposed.
He's not, the spirits didn't give him power, blood bending.
Yeah, which is dumb.
So blood bending can take away a person's bending now?
I don't know.
I mean, they just sort of gloss over that. It's not really energy bending.
Yeah, no, I have a problem with that. But he does say that he goes and they do kind of set it up that he goes and studies energy bending when he mentions how the Avatar is the most powerful, like how he energy bends.
Yeah, I get it. But
so he's had years to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, you can just energy bend if you want. It's fine.
If you feel it. If you just dedicate years of your life to do it.
So are we to assume that energy bending comes from water bending if he's able to do it?
I don't know, maybe.
I mean, it has to be, right? Or can you do it with any style of bending? I don't know. There is a difference between the way Aang does it and the way Amon does it.
Yeah, because they don't glow like a orange and blue.
Well, and also Amon always does it from the back with their head sort of tilted,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a different.
Which I just think he's just blocking something. I don't think he's taking it away. I think he's just blocking something.
It has to be something like that.
I don't know. But then at the end of it,
no, but
Korra
okay,
I don't know, man. Stop making me question. I've accepted the plot holes in this show, and you're ruining it for me.
So Korra is like, hey, he's a bloodbender. And then the crowd's like, huh? And then Amon's like, no, my firebenders took my parents. And the crowd's like, oh. And then Korra's like, no, but he's Tarlok's brother. And the crowd's like, huh? And then Amon's like, no, let me take off my mask and I can show you that I'm all burnt. And the crowd's like, ah. And so they're on Amon's side still, obviously, because why wouldn't they be? They're like following him, and this person's just going to show up and be like, hey, this person's a liar. You shouldn't trust Amon. Why would they believe her?
The Avatar's already the bad guy, and Amon's like,
yeah. So they're just gonna believe her or whatever.
They're already on Amon's side because they're already at one of his rallies, being pro Amon.
Yeah, but this is the point where Amon reveals that he has captured Tenzin, Pema, Ikki, Jinora, and
did he capture Pema? Was Pema up there?
Oh, maybe. No, yeah, I think she was.
I didn't see her up there.
Maybe
I think
not.
it was just the kids and Tenzin.
I would have put her up there because she has a potential airbending baby inside her.
He just bends the baby's. He's like, "Listen, you can't have that."
No,
anymore. He kills her baby inside.
Yeah, he cuts her stomach open and rips the baby right out.
Oh my god,
that would be dark.
Give me a hard R anime of this show.
Yeah, but he's got Tenzin and all the other the last airbenders. We can assume,
if you will.
He's got them up on the stage, and he's going to take their bending and annihilate. It's basically genocide. Just going to say it.
Of a sort, yeah. He's not killing them.
No,
yeah, he's taking.
Well, no, he is.
Well, no, he's not killing them.
I mean,
was he
there
to kill him, or was he
to live? No, he's not going to kill him. He's going to take. He wants to show that he can take people's bending.
He changes his MO right there and just murders them all.
Just murders
everyone.
their throats. I don't know why he wouldn't. I mean,
yeah, I don't get that.
I guess that you do look better if you just take someone's bending than if you just murder people, murder your political opponents or whatever.
That's the way to get in power.
Yeah, but so this is when Mako and Korra are like, oh, that's enough of that. We're just going to stop you now. And so they fight. Right?
They float. They fly. They fly with their bending.
They run. Well, no, they don't. They run over to him.
They fly.
But they fight him.
They do, yes, but before that they fly.
They don't. They do not. Absolutely do not.
Remember that. They fly.
No, they don't. I don't. If you've watched the show, you know they do not fly.
They fly through firebending.
And you're trying to make something out of something that is not.
You might say something out of nothing would be easier to say.
No. Let's cut back to Iroh, General Iroh, and whatever he's doing at this point in the
probably
episode.
Flying with his firebending.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't really care about the subplot in this episode.
I think they just wanted Dante to ask. It's like a nod to the fans, like, "Hey, listen, we still got Dante. He's still alive."
But he doesn't even talk for most of it. It's just like they're animated.
Listen, Dante Basco's still alive, guy. Like winking at him. Listen, guys.
But yeah, so Iroh's flying around, taking out some planes or something. Asami confronts her father. I don't know why you don't like her. She gets in one of the suits.
There's
mechs.
no way that thing works like a forklift.
I don't know. Maybe. You don't know.
Why is the forklift so freaking advanced?
Well, yeah, and I don't know why.
What forklift are you using?
So they have forklifts, and why would they call it a forklift if it has different arms? Because there's no way that you could operate it like a forklift if it was just a regular forklift. It would have to have one that had movable arms.
Are you saying he built like the Iron Man Mach 1 where it was is exactly like the mecha suits, but it's simply for picking stuff up and putting it in places?
Something like that, yeah.
So I would believe that. Then it would be it's just a mecha suit with forks on it. I would believe that. And she in her line where she says, "Oh, it works just like a forklift."
When they're fighting with
Stupid idiot.
When the mega suit Asami just starts flying, and then Sato looks over at her and goes, "I see you've made some changes to your suit. I've made some changes of my own," and then shoots up after her. Yeah, it's exactly like Iron Man.
It's the best part of that movie.
It's so great. So Asami faces off with her father and ends up taking him out,
brutally murdering him.
Kind of. We don't know. We don't know his fate.
He
does. But it's a real character moment for Asami, and it really makes you feel bad for her.
No, it doesn't.
It really gives her some sort of
You just
depth.
said you don't care about the subplot.
No, I just care about it because you hate it. So Asami, she's probably my favorite character now, I would say.
All right, I'm out of here.
So Asami does end up facing her father, and then Bolin's doing something. I don't even know what Bolin's doing. He's trying to mess up the airstrip for the planes or whatever. It doesn't matter because at this point Korra's fighting with Amon, and she is hiding from him, and Amon's creeping around, and Korra's sitting in there. I hope he doesn't find me. I really hope that Amon doesn't come in and get me. And then Amon blood bends her out from underneath this table. She's basically just hiding. You think that Amon couldn't feel your blood? He's the most powerful bender of all time. He can take people's bending away with just blood bending or whatever. So he ends up lifting Korra like that, and then Mako's like, "Oh no, you don't!" And Mako runs in and shoots fire at her or at Amon or whatever, and so Amon's just got both of them lifted up, and he's just holding them there, and it looks like everything's the end is near, really.
But then Hydra Bob shows up to ruin the day.
And he doesn't really do anything. He doesn't have any effect on it or anything. But Hydra Bob shows up and is like, "I spent my entire life, devoted to you, and then I see you bloodbending? Rawr. And then Amon's like, "Get out of here, Hydra Bob," and just hits him against the wall or whatever.
I'll say this. I like Hydra Bob's character development more than I like Asami's.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
I don't know, but there's no character development there.
He's pro. He's absolutely pro Amon. He's Amon rocks, bro. I'm here for Amon. He whoops people with no question.
He takes off his goggles and throws them on the ground.
And then stomps on him.
I can't believe
with
you
that big,
did this to me.
Fu Manchu thing he's got going on that I guess I never noticed until this episode.
Really? That's the only, that's what makes him different than Hydra Bob.
I guess I never noticed that.
But yeah, so Amon blood bends him and throws him up against the wall. And so maybe he's dead this time. We're not exactly sure.
Or maybe he's a clone.
He's not a clone. He's had many near-death experiences.
Caleb, you've played Force Awakens too.
It's not even the same thing. Technology's completely different levels.
But that was a galaxy far, far away a long time ago.
Yeah, but still technology. I mean, they don't have guns. How do they have clones?
Maybe someone escaped that galaxy.
We don't need to
brought
talk
over some of that technology
anymore.
over here.
To
this fictional world.
At this point, Amon's got Mako and Korra, and he still has Mako up in the air, right?
Yes.
And he puts Korra down on the ground and takes her bending. And she does the same thing everyone else does. She sort of gets up and tries to stumble near Amon, and she just can't do anything. She tries throwing, it looks like she tries throwing fire or something. But nothing comes out because her bending's gone.
Forever.
And then Mako, he goes to do the same thing to Mako. And we get this really cool moment with Mako.
Do we?
Yeah, because he's blood bending him, and Mako does really.
It shows Mako's been fighting it for a while because it shows as soon as Hydra Bob walks in, and Amon's kind of taking his focus off of Mako for a little bit, now his entire focus. You see Mako kind of bending his wrist, not bending it, but moving his wrist around, And then as he goes back to focus on Mako, and he goes to take his bending away, Mako electrocutes him. Like he finally gets his hand pointed up all the way towards Amon, and he shoots him with lightning.
And then Amon gets up and he goes, "I see you've made some improvements to your suit. I've made some changes of my own." And then he takes out Mako because, I mean, why not?
Because he's Amon.
No, but yeah, Mako picks up Korra while I guess Amon's just laying underneath some rubble.
No.
Yeah, Amon is laying
right.
underneath rubble.
You're right.
And so they're like going into this corridor, and Amon chases after, and he just throws Mako around, like the scene in Guardians of the Galaxy where Groot picks up all those
murders
people,
all those people.
Yeah,
that's a PG-13 movie. And he murders a slew of people.
He just sticks his
and
like
then smiles after.
Yeah, but that's basically what Amon does to Mako. And then Korra's like, "That's enough. I got to do something."
Well, then he goes. He says, he wasn't going to take his bending away the first time. We lied about that. But this time, he actually was thinking, he's like, "Listen, you're a pretty tough bender. It's a shame that I should take yours away." And he goes to do it, and Korra gets emotionally overwhelmed and says, "You better freaking not, or I'm going to slice your head off."
She doesn't.
And then she does. With air bending.
Yeah,
What?
she airbends for the first time in the series, really. She hasn't been able to do it before.
That's awesome, though. And
It's pretty cool.
I'll accept that.
Yeah, I like it.
I like the build-up that, it finally takes her emotions, which is what the monks teach you to, kind of just, not live off of. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Monks are very passive,
Yeah.
I like the build-up of emotions that they have that releases her way to airbend.
I guess if that's
losing my words.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying.
That's fine.
I think what it is, I don't think that's necessarily it. I think that she hadn't been able to do it before, and so when Amon took her bending, he only focused on the ones that she could do, and not being able to do any other ones awakened the airbending.
I'll accept that too.
I think that's a pretty cool idea.
So that leads into some cool stuff because she's now -3, but +1.
Yeah,
on the bending scale.
And she's still pretty powerful at it. And we have seen at this point, Tenzin did get out and fought Amon.
Yeah, we see that.
So Amon has kind of a weakness to air because his whole method really is to dodge and get close and then take bending.
Mm-hmm.
But he can't do that with air.
He can't see air.
Yeah, you don't know where it's coming from.
It
could be coming from everywhere.
They draw the air for us as audience members to see it, just for aesthetic. But you can't actually see it. Like if somebody starts moving air, we had this conversation earlier during the show, and I said if you move a very large amount of air, is there a point where you can actually see it being moved?
I don't think so.
But yeah, I mean, I'm an idiot.
Well, no, definitely not. Absolutely not. But yeah, so Korra starts kicking Amon's butt and knocks him out of the building, and then he falls into the water, and everybody's like, "Oh, what was that?"
Yeah, and he loses his mask, and now he has an audience. There's an audience there as he's underwater, and he comes up, and you see that the scar was just really good makeup.
It was really good makeup.
It was
really good makeup.
You think he did like Batman's eyeshadow? Like he got up every morning, he's like, apply this again just in case somebody knocks my mask off.
No.
You think he would have got waterproof makeup? That
think
exists. Maybe not back then, but
no. Yeah, they didn't have that technology. They didn't even have guns.
We're back to this again.
Yeah, definitely guns came before waterproof makeup.
You think so?
Yeah, probably.
You think so?
I mean, guns have been around for a long time.
Makeup's been around for a long time.
Waterproof makeup?
Maybe.
I don't know. But I mean, this is all conjecture. But yeah, so Amon has revealed himself to everyone, to his supporters,
as a bloodbender, as a waterbender.
So they're like, "Oh, everything the Avatar said was true. Let's not hate benders anymore." I guess.
Let's be wishy-washy and jump over to that side.
Well, yeah, but I don't.
Let's
understand.
just kill everyone that went to the rallies because they're always pieces of poop.
I don't understand how they just hate benders. The benders are oppressing us. That whole thing, and then they're just totally fine with benders now because Amon lied to them once.
People in real life are like that, though. There are people who are so low on the intellectual totem pole that they will listen and they'll sway to whatever any person with some sort of authority or cool idea has, and they're like, "Yeah, that's a cool idea. Let's go with that." And then
you don't think that they actually believe this?
I don't know, man. I can't see inside their heads.
I think they do.
Like that's insane. People are so wishy-washy. They like to be hip with the trends, dog. I don't know. People have been like that for centuries.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Were you there?
Yeah. I'm much older than you think I am.
But now, so I don't remember.
I'll start over there, buddy.
Do Korra and Amon or Noah Talk now fight? Or does he just run away?
He runs away like a coward. Mako shoots at him with some fireballs, but then he runs away.
Because, I think he knows he's outclassed now.
Yeah, because he goes away and then he goes back to Tarlock. And then he has this little...
Yeah, he goes back to Tarlock, which is really cool. I like how
they have a brother-to-brother moment. And I like how they do that. If they wouldn't have set up the backstory, like the whole story for us to see with them as children, I wouldn't have believed him going back for his little brother. That wouldn't have made it as impactful.
Yeah,
we'll say that word every single episode.
If we didn't have the backflash and flashback, and Tarlock was just like, "Yeah, he's my brother." We don't like, get any of the backstory.
Right.
Okay, sure.
No, whatever. But so he goes back for Tarlock and he says, "Listen, I'm truly sorry for what I had to do to you to get my point across." But
did he?
Which is fine.
Did he though?
I mean, he didn't have to.
No,
but I think
just restrained him.
I think as Tarlock, he could have pretended to take his bending away. That's fine. I've been okay with that. But then,
do we want to just go ahead to the conclusion of the whole Amon story?
Hold on. And so he's like, "Yeah, it's okay, older brother." And they're like,
"It's
brothers again.
We're good."
And so
they ride off into the sunset.
So they ride off into the sunset, and Tarlock is saddened by his loss of bending, but also that he now, after decades, has
his brother back.
And it's sad that his brother had to betray him like that, even though as children his brother used to look out for him. So,
I think that also...
Hold on.
No, hold on. I'm going to say this.
No, hold on.
Amon does believe that bending is the root of all evil.
Yes, but Amon has turned over a new leaf, if you will.
Well, yeah,
and
maybe.
They're in this Equalist boat. It's probably the last of the Equalist stuff that is out there. And
that's not true.
They're just
there's warehouses upon warehouses stuff.
It's just like the ending of Dexter. He's on the
Okay,
boat.
I was going to go
there's
with Of Mice and Men.
And there's a hurricane. No, I'm kidding.
But I think it's more Of Mice and Men.
I don't think I've ever... I don't know what that is. But anyways, so Amon is sad. Noah Talk is sad. You see him, he's finally
tearing up.
He's finally accepting his fate. He's finally saying, "I can start." He actually says, "Between the two of us, we can do whatever we want to. We can start over." And he tears up, knowing that everything he's done, or the culmination of everything he's done, has led to this moment. And he's thinking, "I should have just stuck with my brother. I should have never abandoned my brother." And that's what's going through his mind. And Tarlock is just like,
"Just look at the flowers.
Just look at the flowers." And then he grabs
everything's going to be all right, Lenny.
And then he blows them both up.
Yeah, he does. He just blows them straight up. Like, he just like, I don't agree with
that. There's a murder-suicide at the end of season 1 on a children's show.
And I don't agree with the reasoning. Like, I feel like Noah Talk was being genuine.
He was. The tear even solidified that in my mind.
Yeah, well, I guess he should have shown that to Tarlock.
He should be like, "Listen, I'm crying, dude. Put the gauntlet down. I'm crying."
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that a murder-suicide is the best way to handle this.
That got me the first time I watched the show. I did not expect it to happen. Because when I first watched it forever ago, I didn't realize that was the gas tank that he was taking the thing off of.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've never been on a boat, so I didn't know where the gas tank was.
They pulled a Panama.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
So he pulls the gauntlet over there, and I'm like, what's he doing? He's got a glove now. I think that's cool.
Tarlock looks directly at the screen, and he puts his hand in the gauntlet. He goes, "I guess I'll do it myself." And then he blows the boat up.
All right, kids, this is what you're going to do. This is your homework for the day. You're going to go back, and you're going to see how many other movie references we've made in this episode.
There's so many. And most of them in the last 5 minutes.
We've made 3 Iron Man references alone today.
3? What was the third one?
I don't know.
Yeah, so that wraps up Amon, actually. Season wrap for Amon. Series wrap for Amon, really.
And, yeah, back to Korra and friends.
Yeah, so we go back to Korra, and she's at the South Pole, like, temple of the... I don't even know what the White Lotus compound.
she's with Katara, and Katara is supposedly still the best healer.
She's trying to get Korra's bending back, because Korra still only has airbending.
Yes. So through her waterbending healing, she cannot... and also, you think she might have... Listen, okay, if a bloodbender was the one to take away your bending, and Katara's the best healer, and she can bloodbend, I would at least try that.
It wasn't a full moon.
So, okay, Katara can't bend.
We have to wait.
She's like, "Listen, you just hang out for like another 20, 25 days, and
we'll see what we can do."
We just missed it, actually, so we got to wait another.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. If someone takes your bending with blood bending, couldn't you just get it back?
Through blood bending?
Kind of. I don't know.
Because
It's still energy bending.
Yeah, you put 2 and 2 together, and you're like, listen, I'm also a bloodbender, but I don't blood bend, until the full moon happens.
You don't
Maybe
think Aang kind of tried to teach Katara energy bending?
I don't know.
I think he should have, if that's the case.
But did they make that correlation?
I don't know.
That
I have no clue.
I don't know either, man.
Because Yukon was an energy bender.
Yukon wasn't.
He thought blood bending was the highest form, which we discovered it was not.
Noatak was the blood energy bending person.
I know that.
I'm confused, man.
So, yeah, we find out Korra...
Katara can't save her.
Katara
friends.
comes out and says, "Hey, it's hopeless. She's just a stupid airbender now," which I had a problem with because I feel like Katara should have been just to keep everyone's spirits up. Like, well, I can't do anything, but she still has airbending, so she can get hers back.
Bolin says that,
and they get mad at him. They're like,
they all just stare at him like,
well,
"It's not the right time, Bolin."
You got your airbending,
Yeah,
and then they're like, "Oh, shut up, Bolin."
He's just a silver lining, man.
He's a glass half full kind of guy.
That's so dumb.
I feel like Katara could have just said, instead of saying "There's nothing I can do, it's all hopeless," Katara should have the frame of mind. Rebellions are built on hope. That's all I'm saying. That Katara should have come out and said, "Hey, I can't do anything right now, but she still has her bending, so she can get it back if she just tries."
Or also, maybe if I did some experimenting over here with some more, blood bending procedures, I might be able to figure out how to unlock this.
It's like, hey, maybe I can undo this. But no, she's just like very bleak. Like, there's nothing left. It's like all hope's gone.
Listen, I'm an old lady. I'm retired. Leave me alone. I don't even want to help the Avatar anymore.
Yeah, that's what I spent all my life since I was 14 years old helping the Avatar. I don't want to do it anymore.
She says, quit dragging me back into this. Just a bitter old lady.
So Korra's kind of down, and Mako.
So she hops on Naga.
Mako's like, "Hey, it's okay. We can get through this." And she's like, "No, just go back to Republic City. I'm done. I'm just a stupid airbender. And one of 5 on Earth right now."
Yeah, Mako says, "And I love you."
Oh, yeah. And then Korra runs away.
And Korra jumps on Naga and
she's afraid of commitment.
Not even an I know. She's just out of there in a heartbeat. She's like, no, And then so she sits on the edge of this little edge of the pier.
It's a cliff.
Not a pier. A cliff pier. An icy pier cliff.
Nope, just a cliff.
A glacier cliff.
It's just the one cliff.
A glacier pier.
Yeah, say that again without pier.
A glacier pier.
No, you took out the cliff.
A snowy glacier pier.
No, see, you're getting further away. If you just take out the pier and the glacier.
The cliffside.
Leave the snow.
Of
there
a
you
pier.
go. No, it's just the cliff.
With snow.
No, okay, yes, snow. Yes, there is snow.
Snow is involved.
Yes, okay, so we're on the same page
She's
here.
sitting somewhere.
On a cliff.
And you see just her. And she's kind of sitting almost in a fetal position. She's kind of sad. She's crying.
Well, no,
Shut up. She's crying. And she's upset that she's
These
lost her
eyes
bending. Thank you for
not
that.
crying.
And she is sitting there, and all you see is the lower body of a person walking towards just the lower body.
And it he puts his hand on her shoulder, and it's obviously Tenzin. So she goes, "Stop it, Tenzin. Leave me alone." But it's not Tenzin.
And the camera pans up. And it's old Aang. What? He died very young. I just want to point that out.
I don't know if that's when he died, because he was 70 years old. We talked about this. So this might be what everyone remembers him by, which I don't know then why he wasn't Roku young.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know how this works.
I think as they die, that's how they look in their avatar.
So he was 70 years old and he looked like that? He looked like he was maybe 28. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
He was 70 and still hot to trot.
Yeah, so Aang showed up and he's like, "Hey, you got your spirit stuff now that you don't have your other bending." She's like,
I'll accept that.
Yeah, this because it's really cool. What happens in a second?
Yeah, because she hasn't got to make contact with Aang yet in any way, shape, or form. Like he's had little blips, like he sent her,
like the messages or whatever.
Yes, and that's cool. But now she's fully opened up, and she doesn't realize that until he shows up, and she's having this one-on-one with him, and then she talks to him, and he kind of in the back of her mind opens up, makes her realize that she's opened up her spiritual world, and through this little visualization of us where she can bend everything, where he puts her down on one knee, like all the knees, and he does the little reverse of what the energy bending thing.
Well, so what you're thinking right now, or what we were thinking at least at this point of the episode, before he actually does the energy bending thing, is like, oh, she's just going to have her air bending, but now she's got the spiritual part of the avatar. So it's kind of like she's getting compensated for what she lost.
Yes.
But that's when Aang puts her down and does an energy bending thing on her, and maybe gives her bending back.
But I think it's because she immediately goes into the Avatar state.
Yeah, which is really cool. It's super cool how they did that.
Her eyes are closed, the camera pans in, and then she immediately... Whoa. Don't remember eating that. And then she immediately goes into the Avatar state.
I hate that, what you just
did.
And
it's really cool, because then she starts bending everything. And you're like... And then Mako shows up.
Mako's been there. He's been watching her.
Yeah.
And he's been watching her talk to herself.
And she says, how long you been there? He's right behind me.
So how long has Mako been there? Because he's standing there he's standing there by Naga, and she's like, Aang, thank you, you're finally here. And then there's just silence as she's just like looking at this guy.
That's the only reason why he's wide-eyed when she turns around. He's like, she's a loony.
Yeah.
And then she walks up. He still says nothing. She walks up and says, I love you. And in his mind, she's still like, this girl talks to herself.
Yeah, and also she's sitting there, and then Aang, while Aang's putting her hand on her eyes go white, and she's just sitting there getting energy bent on.
He's like, I'm in love with a lunatic.
He's like, I gotta get out of here. But then she goes into the Avatar state.
He just freezes up. He's like, I can't move.
Yeah. But yeah, so
then they make out.
They make out, and so now they're gonna be together.
So no more Asami. So she is not coming back for season 2.
We kissed after or before the battle, and I thought we were gonna be together, and then we were.
And then we were. Yeah. No. So no more Asami. Asami's out of the picture. She's no longer in the season.
That's not true.
Series at all. Thank God, because she's the worst.
So that's not the only good news.
No,
at the end.
Lin Beifunk's still in this episode, guys.
Well, yeah. So apparently, Korra has since she unlocked her Avatar state, she knows everything that the previous avatars knows. So she knows,
such as
how to give bending back to people who have been energy bent, which she does to Lin Beifong.
Which I kind of had a problem with at first because I'm thinking,
I feel like it's a little bit too much.
Yeah,
almost.
As a child, Aang learned how to energy bend, take away the taking away part. That's 50% of what we're seeing. So he can take it away. But I'm thinking as he grew up, maybe he learned to experiment.
Yeah, he definitely did,
because he just took Yakone's bending away like nothing. And so I think maybe he has done that often, and maybe he had to give it back at one point in time.
Yeah, maybe.
And so, through her knowing every thought of any reincarnation of the Avatar, such as Aang, maybe she can give it back. So that's at first I didn't like it, but then I thought about it, and maybe she can.
Yeah. So that's how the episode ends. Everything's back to normal, basically.
Everything's all hunky dory.
Yeah. So that's how it actually ended. Harley, do you have any thoughts about how you would have liked it to end? Because I have a couple theories that would have made it a cool show.
All right, listen up, kids. Remember that theory where we said it'd be really cool if Aang would have been the bad guy, and somebody like possessed Aang, like an evil villain spirit would have possessed him, and there were 2 avatars on there? Well, keep the 2 avatar thing in mind, but nix that whole Aang thing. What if, as she lost her bending and only became an airbender, then that restarted the avatar cycle, so another avatar was born. And then after a while, she gets her bending back.
And so now there's just 3 avatars.
Years later.
So, okay, so...
No, nix the whole Aang thing. He's not back.
Aang's not back.
No, he's not back.
So we're cutting Evil Aang out.
Yeah, we're cutting Evil Aang right now.
So maybe Evil Aang was a Mon, and she killed him.
Yes. And then, so now there's 3... Or no, sorry. You got me excited.
Benders.
Now there's 2 avatars. 2 people that can, manifest all these different bendings. What if they had children? I realize
what are you talking about?
I realize now? They're kind of the
so we're getting off the rails, everyone.
Listen. Could you imagine if they're children? Because again,
that's incest,
would
right?
That go to? I don't know, because
technically,
since Korra's still alive, she cannot be part of the she's not part of the reincarnation.
Are you sure that's how that works? I think it's like...
Hold on.
Maybe
we're making 2 separate lines of avatars.
Maybe
right
it's not incest, but it's definitely like a mindcest,
she's
right?
Okay,
or
so
what if is it masturbation since it's technically her? So these are the things.
Okay, the semantics aside. So they have children, just like when Pima and Tenzin had children, and they're all, obviously the airbending is dominant.
And so now they just have avatar babies. Is that
they
what
have
you're
avatar
saying?
babies. That's
okay.
It's broken this cycle, and now there's just an army of avatar babies that can just you bend all the elements and do subbending. Sorry, that's too soon.
It's too much.
But that would be like just an army of avatars. That'd be so awesome.
So I had a slightly different theory. I mean, mine actually would make sense and is grounded in reality in some sort of way. But what I think would have been really cool, or not really cool, it's kind of sad, but kind of cool, is after Katara says there's nothing I can do, she's only gonna have airbending. Korra gets super depressed, okay, and she's like, there's got to be an avatar, and she walks out to the cliff pier, and Mako shows up, and Korra goes, there's no other way. There has to be an avatar, or the world can't be in balance, and then she kills herself, and she resets the cycle, and a new avatar is born.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that would be super cool.
So
I don't know if they could get away
Caleb's
with
theory
that.
was a little bit darker than mine. I was thinking about more avatars.
Yours was a little ridiculous, though.
I was thinking of just creating like biological avatars instead of spiritual avatars, and you're just like, let's just kill the avatar and restart it over again.
Yeah, I think that would have been super cool if she just got really depressed.
I
I just want to see like a super depressed avatar commit suicide.
I want these characters to be darker, but then also
they're so much darker than Avatar.
Because there's a murder suicide at the end of season 1.
Yeah.
We just kicked off the series, ladies and gentlemen, and
we're a fourth way over though. So.
Murder suicided the main villains.
Yeah,
both of them.
So yeah, that's how I would have liked it to end.
They tie that up really nicely, though.
Yeah, it's a really good episode. Really, they bring everything back and cleanly wrap everything up for the start of the next
Everybody's
season.
happy.
Except for Asami. Asami
Good.
just attacked her father and then lost her boyfriend all in the same.
Good. I hate Asami, but she still has her business. So she's still rich.
Do we know that yet?
She's still rich.
Wouldn't the government seize all of Sato Industries' assets?
We don't know how the government works.
No, but I mean, I'm assuming it's 1920s New York.
You can assume that all you want to.
Which they were...
But 1920s New York didn't have children running around the streets bending elements.
It doesn't matter.
So there might be a little bit different.
A little. I mean, that's not that bending in the streets. Not that big a difference.
Anyways.
Okay, so there's only a couple pieces of trivia, or a couple good pieces of trivia for this. So this is the first episode of The Legend of Korra, whose title is only one word. The first series contains only 2 episodes like this, Imprisoned and Jet.
Which one was Imprisoned?
I'm not sure. Was it the one in the Earth Kingdom? Where 9 guys got together and slowly bent a rock across the screen.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
And this is also the first time that Tenzin refers to Korra as Avatar Korra.
Aw, she's evolved.
She's really come into her own as an avatar.
She's earned Tenzin's respect.
Okay, so apparently the writers had a little bit different way that this episode was going to go too, because significant changes to the original script included removing the scene in which Tenzin and his children find Pema and Lin, as well as shortening Iroh's attack on the biplanes. More so, prior to confirmation of Book 2 Spirits, spoilers, Iroh was intended to be present at the Southern Water Tribe compound, where Asami would announce her intention to leave with him and join the United Forces.
I would have accepted that, because then Asami would just be gone and no more Asami for the rest of the series.
How would we have the ending of the series, Harley? How would we have that great ending for the series?
You know, Caleb, we just wouldn't, and I'd be okay with that.
So this shines some light on the military force. Apparently, it's called the United Forces, and it's like a joining of the
old UF.
I don't know. I guess but I don't know. I just still don't. Yeah, the idea of an international army doesn't really make much sense.
Well, it's because it's a different world and a different universe than ours.
No, I get it, but it still doesn't make sense militarily.
It doesn't make sense to me why they would need it. I get the police.
That's what I'm saying.
I get the police force. Basic law and order. But having a standing army,
I guess they needed it against Amon.
Like, are you scared aliens are going to show up and you need like your world to fight off aliens? What is this, Independence Day?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
It is.
And they're just like, listen, aliens haven't come yet, but let's fight off this Amon guy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that they were pretty useful for Amon, but they weren't even the ones that did it. They had no.
So it didn't work.
There was no bearing on the. I guess they took down Sato.
Dude, no, Boomy shows up.
Oh yeah, but we don't need to talk about that really.
Boomy. Tenzin has a brother named Boomy, which they established forever ago. He also has a sister. I can't remember what her name is.
We'll probably spoilers.
No, they established it forever ago.
Yeah, we'll probably get into that in the next season. We might meet Boomy because we do see Boomy at the end of the this episode.
Yeah, and Caleb's not a fan of them recycling names like that. But
yeah, I think it's a little cheap.
I'm okay with it.
Why did they name Tenzin and Boomy Boomy? I don't know. Whatever the girl's name is, the girl's name.
I don't even know if they mentioned her name. They did mention that he's a sister though.
Yeah, I don't think they mentioned the name because I would have heard Boomy before now.
Yeah. But yeah, Boomy, Tenzin's brother. There we go. Look at that.
Yeah. So, guys, that's the end of season 1 of Legend of Korra. It seems like just yesterday that we were hating the idea of doing this podcast.
No, it seems like just yesterday we were watching Avatar.
That's also true.
I actually was watching Avatar yesterday.
Were you?
Yeah.
Why?
I missed that show.
It's a very good show.
So good.
But I am liking Korra. I really do like it so far. It's different. It's very much different.
It's not as terrible as I remember. Again, multiple viewings does change your opinion on certain things.
Does it now?
It
You have any
improved
fact for that?
It improved my idea of Batman vs Superman, and I first hated Guardians of the Galaxy when I first watched it.
Well, you're ridiculous.
That was ridiculous, right?
But yeah, that's the end of season 1. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you here for season 2 next week.
Bye.